President Bola Tinubu has approved the immediate suspension and investigation of Halima Shehu, the National Coordinator and CEO of National Social Investment Program Agency, over alleged financial misappropriation. The president appointed Akindele Ebuwalo, National Program Manager of NPower Program, in an acting capacity as NC and CEO pending the conclusion of investigations. Her suspension came about 3 months after the confirmation of her appointment by the Senate. Before Halima's appointment, she worked as National Coordinator of the Conditional Cash Transfer Program and had previously served with the Federal Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. Arise News analyst Dayo Sobowale joins us now to discuss the turn of events in that critical agency, as well as how to ensure transparency and probity in the management of funds for the federal government's social welfare program. Good afternoon, Mr. Sobowale. Great to have you.
Good afternoon.
What do you make of this suspension and all this, the allegations?
Well, that she has been suspended means that they have not fully arrived at a situation whereby they could say she's guilty or not. And to me, she should be presumed innocent until found guilty. But then, you know, this is a disaster management sector. It's a disaster management, poverty alleviation, employment creation sector. The Ministry of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development. You see, it is a calamity management-oriented ministry. And it is very, very important if the government is to take care of those who are prone to or who are victims of disasters and is able to carry along the youths by creating employment for them and lessening our poverty. This is the goal of the government. So the ministry is very, very important. But now the suspicion is a misappropriation of funds. It is not a new development. When the new minister, Edu, came in, she said she will suspend the NPower program because they have discovered many anomalies and abnormalities. That some of the beneficiaries have left and are still collecting funds. That you see that they need to ascertain that the funds are getting to the beneficiaries. So those have been in the offing. So if now, anyway, it is not only the NPower coordinator who is in trouble. I read in the paper today, the Minister of Humanitarian Affairs herself has a date with the EFCC on a huge amount of money purportedly misappropriated. But you see, it is unfortunate that a program put in place by the last administration, you get me, which is supposed to create employment opportunities and bridge the gap between the rich and the poor, and make sure that we don't have restive youths who don't wish the country well, is not being well managed. This is a clear case of mismanagement, or alleged mismanagement, or misappropriation of funds, until proven right. But you see, it is pathetic that things have to get to this stage. Because the lady, both the NPower lady and the minister facing the FCC today, both of them have alleged or made assurances that they will make sure that these funds get to the right place, that they will be involved in accountability and transparency and target monitoring to see that the funds are not wasted. But then it is pathetic this is happening. I hope the new minister does her homework well, you get me? And people are not falsely accused, you get me? Or falsely given media trial. I don't ever subscribe to that. But you see, you look at the goals of the NPower program. It's to create employment for youth. And you see, now they have put a doubt in our mind whether the achievements they claim in the past is this genuine. But the goal is there to create jobs for our youth so they can teach, they can be in the creative industry, they can be in the construction industry for a stipend of 30,000 and enhance their capability to get employment and have a future in skills acquisition and what do they call it? Employment enhancement, employability enhancement. Very flowery language. You know? But the goals are public-spirited goals. And I'm sad that this development is coming up. Let's leave it at that for now.
You know, I like that you use the term, you know, you refer to employability enhancement, and then you said flowery language, because one might say that a lot of these discrepancies occur when we don't have simple and well spelt out goals and deliverables. Ex-Minister of Humanitarian Affairs, Disaster Management and Social Development, Sadiya Farouk, who's seeing the EFCC today, being investigated for 37.1 billion. Hajia Halima Shehu, 17 billion. Massive, massive amounts. And now on the back of this conversation, there are allegations and reports that Hajia Halima Shehu of the National Social Investment Program Agency has been involved in a tussle with the new Minister of Humanitarian Affairs because they're not agreeing on how to access funds and how to disperse funds. Now, it shows that there's a structure that's not working, you know, to also buttress what you had already pointed out with regards to money getting to the right people. What needs to be corrected for this ministry and its agencies to become transparent, to have well measurable deliverables that the public can go and check and witness to? Already we have a palliative program that's rolling out in this new administration that people still have question marks about. Where is the money going? Who has received it? When will they receive it? Mr. Sobowale, what do you think needs to happen with regards to our humanitarian interventions?
Well, let me make one observation. The structure on the ground is a modern structure. Do you get me? Because these people are well-trained people. Especially the lady in the Empower program. She's well qualified in terms of transfer management, funds transfer management. She has digitalized the system. Get me? And she's bold enough to say that it is based on information she has from the National Register. You get me? And that they are putting NIN in it because all the beneficiaries have national identity number. So the structure is okay. It's a modern structure. It's implementation and the human factor and management that have made it a suspect structure. It's not as if the structure is there. But you see, in fact, the structure is geared towards accountability and transparency. But you see, they say computer is garbage in, garbage out. That is the human element. It is what you feed the computer that it will get. And then, don't let us make a mistake. If they say, those huge amounts you mentioned, yes, those are the budget. Get me? It shows government's concern about that sector. That's why we have those amounts. They are huge sums. So it does not mean that all that fund has been mismanaged. But get me? It shows government concern for disaster management, humanitarian affairs, and social development. That's why we have the huge funds. Now, you see, you cannot blame government now, except perhaps that it did not do due diligence in appointing people to manage funds. That is still the human element. Because like somebody said, you do not know a person's capability on any issue until you give that person power and position and authority. That is where the element of human mismanagement comes in. And then the entire society suffers. That's it. So it's not the structure, it's the human element. And I sympathize with the government and all of us. You get me? That people who trust with so much money can put a question mark on their own integrity and transparency and accountability just like that.
Allegedly.
Yes, allegedly. I like that. Until proven guilty.
Mr. Sobowale, do you expect to see more suspensions as we proceed? Because, you know, she was screened by the Senate, and now these allegations have creeped up.
Official not cleared by the Senate.
I know, but it's been short amount of time. So do you expect to see
it's always in a hurry to clear.
That's what I'm getting at.
That is part of our political culture.
Is it an
you
indictment?
And I cannot change that here.
Is it an indictment on the thorough nature of the screening?
That's why I said
we need to change how we do that.
The human element. So if you want to lay blame, of course you can lay blame at the doorstep of the Senate. You know, I said it before, that government intentions are good, you get me, well spelled out and all that, but they accept you want to blame government for not screening well the people it puts in charge. But you cannot import people from space. It must put people there who are qualified. Huh? But if the dishonesty is not their best valor, that cannot be the fault of government. Because luckily government too has discovered, it is God, they said the president suspended her without any excuse and put a person there in acting capacity. So whatever it is, it must have shocked even the president.
And having said that, only 3 months after her confirmation, and we've heard the president reiterate that those who don't perform will leave. Do you think this is a strong message?
You have just made the right point. Listen to the New Year speech. We said it yesterday or the day before yesterday. So the man is performing. You see the beauty of it. I read in one of the papers that he's showing, okay, it's APC, it's his party now, saying that to show how committed he is, he signed the budget on New Year's Day. You get me? So New Year's is just two days away. And you know, in the last regime, you know how long they take to serve. They didn't even negotiate it with the National Assembly. He has signed it. So, and they have said, you know, it is for immediate implementation. And those who don't perform, and he has given an example. That's walking the talk. Right, yes.
Oh, we definitely appreciate your flowery.
I'm not flowery.
He got right to the point.
I just wanted to let you know I've added another, word to my vocabulary courtesy of you. Thank you so much, Mr. Dayo Sobowale.